I know what you must be wondering. And yes, these earrings, they're functional. Now that we've got that behind us, my name is Meg, that's Noodle, and today we're gonna make a resume for Gordon Ramsay using Canva. Now let's make some stuff. This was not solicited. Gordon has zero idea that I exist, nor does he need a resume designed for him to get his next gig. But I will watch literally anything with him in it, whether he is yelling at small business owners,
smell it! Shut it down!
Helping junior chefs work towards their dreams,
I'm here to help you. Please don't get upset. Hey, let's get this going.
or dangling food in front of social media influencers like some weird high-tech Hunger Games. The guy knows how to cook and entertain. Side note, whoever is running the Kitchen Nightmares YouTube channel is absolutely hilarious. I just love to imagine this person in a meeting with executives explaining these video titles and the strategy behind them. Anyways, let's make some stuff. Let's start where I like to begin when I don't know where to start, which is a mind map. Just like we did with the Valentine's last week, we'll start here with our kind of topic at the center and then create words off of that will just help impact our design. Now we have our mind map, we have our dear Gordon here in the middle. And so what do I think of when I think of Gordon? Obviously, chef. He is a TV personality. He is a dad, a man, famous TV personality. He's kind of known for his voice.
Smell it!
And his communication style, we'll put it that way. Loud. He's loud. He's passionate. We want it to look like he's famous. It needs to look polished. Like a menu, it should look simple. You have the left side, so chef, food, dad, caring. He's famous. He is funny. He is a teacher. All right, time's up. So we have our mind map. And from here, we're gonna take this mind map and start designing our resume. So here we are at the kind of Canva home base. You can see that I have a free account, just a free personal account, which anyone can make. Look at create a design, and then look at that. They already know us. We have our document, but before we actually start designing, we should put 15 minutes on the clock. 15-minute timer. We're off. Here we are recording on all devices. We have our beverages. We have our cats behind us. We are ready for this creative journey. So when I think about what needs to go on a resume, you need to be able to contact the person. So you need their name and their contact information. Maybe if there's like a website, a phone number, email, and also like a little title, like what do they do? You know, what are they? Who are they? What are they doing? Have a list of skills and then your work history. And a lot of people think that you should just put all of your experience on your resume, that your resume should be multiple pages long so that it really shows you have a lot of experience. And that's actually not what you're supposed to do. So yeah, we're gonna keep it to one page because nobody wants to read that shit. Honestly, they're gonna see that as, wow, they really curated their experience for me and for this position and they must really know their stuff. All right, we're still staring at a blank page of paper. We have 12 minutes left because I've been rambling, but we gotta make some stuff. So first, what I'll do is just come here and add a heading and we'll add Gordon Ramsay. And I had to look up the spelling a few times. But confirmed in Google, he is a British celebrity chef and restaurateur. So we will take that and we'll actually use that as our little subhead. Great. So first thing I'm doing is really just getting all the information on the page. What he does, and we'll put contact information. This is just way too big of text and it's kind of freaking me out. So I'm gonna put, first of all, put British celebrity chef, put that all in one line because ideally we want that to be the same width as Gordon Ramsay's name. This isn't the font we'll use, but we're just getting our info out there. And then we'll tuck the contact info up in the top corner. See, we're already kind of a little closer to what a resume looks like. 10 minutes left, let's do this. Does he have a website? Let's see. Of course he does. And now what we'll do, now that we know that he has a website, this is actually great because now we can actually try to make it sort of on brand for Gordon. Now we won't be able to find whatever, I'm sure this is a like personally made typeface, like font for him. But we can find something that looks like this, like a mix of something that's really bold and wide, and then something that's really thin and condensed with that white kind of fine dining fancy feel. So this was very helpful. There we go, boom. Cool, so now we have our first bucket. Second bucket is our skills. So what are his skills? Cooking. Cooking is one of his skills, we could say. Communication, comedy, production, teaching. You can see this is all centered. This doesn't look that good. And the reason is because when you're looking at something in a list, you really want it to be left aligned or all right aligned, because keeping things centered really puts the beginning of each word at a different spot. So instead of when you're reading a book, you're reading left to right, you're looking for that left starting point, and then each line it's at a different spot. So here we'll click this, make it left aligned. That's great. He's restaurant management. So let's put that up. Maybe oh boy, I just spelled the word restaurant right, probably for the first time in my entire life. Everyone please clap for me. Thank you. Okay, so restaurant management. He's honestly pretty involved on social media. I love when he does his videos where he reacts to folks. And honestly, a lot of the time he's being really supportive, which I think is great. I think he gets this rap for being this really aggressive, like yelling at you type person. That's really just his TV persona, because I've seen plenty of clips of him working with junior chefs, and he is just so calming and helpful. He's really good at reading the room and understanding how to best help the situation. And sometimes it's just a little tough love.
It's fucking wrong!
Which I can get behind. We have 5 minutes left. Work history. Owned and managed restaurant. Oh, 2 for 2, everyone. Wow, I said restaurant twice. This is a good day. Okay, so we have head chef is the title at Hell's Kitchen. So we have kind of 3 levels of text here. So we have we actually have 4, because we have skills and work history are kind of main topics. And underneath that we have Hell's Kitchen, which is the business. We'll want to make that a little bit bigger. We'll want to keep both of these a bit smaller, just so it's very clear when we duplicate it that these bigger pieces of text are a header. But looking at this, it's all very one-off. And I need to take that space out because it's driving me insane. Okay, I think now it's time for our font. We have, oh my god, less than 3 minutes left, so we need to get these fonts going. With resumes, the whole point is that someone can read it quickly and be able to understand the base of the information that they're trying to get without having to read your entire life story. Because really, that's the information that they want to get from you in person at an interview, not read 12 pages on your resume about. Do this. I don't know what the fuck happened here. But we're just gonna delete that and pretend that didn't happen. And I think this second line needs to be bold or something. Yes. See, that's a little bit better. And maybe we'll do a little bit of all caps action and make it a little bit smaller. One thing, when you're using size as a way to divide different fonts, you can play with things like the capitalization, so you can make it all caps and light, and then that can be a very different feeling than if it's all caps and bold. Similarly, you could have a big light header like here with Hell's Kitchen, and then underneath that have big and bold, but then make the font smaller, so that way it kind of balances out the contrast there. And then whenever you're using body text, you really want to use a base body text. Like, you don't want to make everything bold, because then no one knows what's really important. We have 55 seconds left. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna copy and paste this text. There we go. Let's pick a font, because we have so little time left. Let's go with Open Sans. Let's not, because I don't like that. Proxima Nova is great. We love it. Great font. We've decided. And now, oh, we're out of time. We are out of time. And we have like some of a resume done. I'll give myself another 5 minutes. How about that? Another 5 minutes. Just a little bit of overtime, because I think we could do so much more here. And so in this case, again, this is where probably having more text would benefit us, because we're already showing 1, 2, 3, 4 places of work history, and the resume is looking pretty sparse. But you can add little bullet points of managed, kitchen, staff, ordered, inventory, managed, budget, things like that, where it's like you're giving specific examples for the work that you did. So it'd kind of be like business name, what you did there, so your head chef, and then a quick 1 to 2 lines describing your kind of role there. And then you can actually pull out 1 to 3 highlights from that position. And that's more than enough than what they need to know, because they can always follow up with you and ask more about any of your experiences. And now that we have a little bit more to work with, let's copy and paste that. Here we go. See, this is actually better. And so we'll want to mind the margins, which the margins are the thing that's on the outside, the spacing on the outside of everything. So you see the margin at the top here just leaves room where the text isn't creeping up towards the top. And then we'll move that up. We have a resume for our dear friend, Gordon Ramsay. Does not look like his website like we wanted it to. If we did want to do that, let's see, is there anything that we can do? So maybe we'll look at ASAP Condensed. Here we go. So we just found this font, which I think is actually way better, ASAP, which is great. Get everything and then just do, see, I actually don't like that. This is a case where we actually want to use 2 fonts. I'm gonna Control Z, undo that, And I'll keep this Proxima Nova as the main font, the kind of header font, and then underneath is when I will use the ASAP Condensed. And so I'll take this off and make that all caps. That's really hard to read. It's really hard to read when it's a line this long, so it's actually better if I just make it sentence cased. Bump that text up so it's kind of the same width. We'll update these to be our ASAP Condensed. How does that look? That looks better too. I'm into that. We're gonna update all of our little blurbs to ASAP Condensed. Kitchen nightmares. He could have been a guest judge. I honestly don't even know if that's true. So TV host, masterclass, instructor. Cool. And so we won't go through and maybe edit all of this information because it's a little much, but you can at least see here how we're able to take something that looked really, really standardized, just really blank text, and just by incorporating a font pairing of two fonts together, just how much that really elevates the design. And then also just making this super, super readable. I can look at this and within less than a minute know everything I need to know. And that's really what resumes are for. You could get crazy and add in dividing line if that is real bold. I don't think we need it to be that bold. So let's take down the line weight from 4 to 2. See what that looks like. Honestly, still a little bit much. That's 1. Still a little bit much. So maybe I take this and I make it a light gray color. We're done. This is what we got to in about 15 to 20 minutes. You know what? I think Gordon would be really proud of us today. A little basic, but it works. And sometimes it's all you need. And it just goes to show you that anyone can design a great resume or design one for someone else who doesn't know you exist. This was really fun. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Subscribe for more design videos like this. And when we're back, we'll continue to get inspired by the unexpected. Till next time, bye!